If you've been in a slump for the last few days, weeks, months, years even, and you haven't even tried bothering getting out of it, that's going to end today. So I'm going to need you to sit down and listen up, because this is the ultimate routine and guide to getting yourself out of a slump and preventing yourself from getting back into one, because I'm sorry, the girl of our dreams wouldn't be doing that. The girl of our dreams just simply would not be in a slump. So why would we be doing something that she wouldn't be doing? Exactly, we wouldn't. It's going to end today. Okay. And action. Thank you so much for reporting to duty for the Pretty Princess Command Center episode 45, where we are going to get out of the slump that we've been in. Being in a slump sucks. It's one of the worst things in the whole entire world. We're gonna get out of it because we don't need to be there anymore, okay? So in today's episode, we're gonna go over why we get into slumps, how we get there in the first place, how to get out of it, and lastly, how to prevent ourselves from ever getting back into one. And as always, if you want to become an official Pretty Princess and join the Command Center, all you have to do is subscribe. So now that that's all out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the video. So you're in a slump. Again, ew. We need to stop, okay? It's getting old. It's getting really boring. We need to find something else to do with our time, because being in a slump is just literally the worst thing that you could do with your time. So step into my office. Welcome to phase 1. Let's figure out why we're in a slump. Let's figure out what the problem is, okay? There's 1,000,010 reasons for why you could be in a slump, but the two most common and main reasons come from the overarching feeling of just being overwhelmed, or just feeling super unorganized, or just feeling like, I don't know where I want to go. I don't know how to get to where I want to go. I don't even know where I think I want to go to even think about how to get to where I want to go. And those usually manifest in the two most common ways, which are 1, you're just in mental overdrive or overwhelmed, and 2, you're just feeling super stale or uninspired. So the number 1 reason being you're just feeling super overwhelmed and on overdrive, and there's just so much going on, and it's like, I don't even know where to begin. It's just so much. So you just end up doing absolutely nothing. You end up addressing absolutely nothing because it's just too much. It is too much. There's so much going on. You just want to pull your head under the covers and just hide from everything. That's how you get yourself into the slump. You're feeling that weight of all the things you have to do, all the things you have to get done, all the things you want to do, all the people you need to talk to, all the people you need to see, all the events you have to go to, and you're just feeling so overwhelmed by it. And then the second most common reason, like we said, is just feeling super uninspired or super stale in life. It's kind of like you're watching the same movie on repeat, and nothing's ever changing because it's the same exact movie. It's just like, okay, like, I get it. Like, you're just going through the motions of life. Nothing really new is happening in your life. Nothing exciting is going on. You're just feeling super, like, ugh, like, is anything gonna change anytime soon? Because I'm feeling like it's getting real boring around here. So when you're feeling overwhelmed or uninspired, the only way to overcome those feelings is with action, right? But usually that feels like the least appealing option. So usually we opt into getting ourselves into a slump. Even if we don't mean to, that's just usually what ends up happening. When we're feeling super overwhelmed and just stressed out about everything that we have going on, we usually take action in the form of rest. That is the most appealing form of action, is just, I'm just gonna rest. I'm just gonna take a nap. I'm just gonna take the day off. But because that's not solving anything, that's why we tend to stay in this perpetual state of overwhelm and overdrive, because we're resting, but we're not actually resting. We're actually like, oh my gosh, like, I have so much to do and it's just so crazy. So you're not actually allowing yourself just to sit and rest and take some time off to figure it out. You're just avoiding, and you're guising it as, oh, well, I'm just resting, I'm just taking some time. But because your brain is still actively going, you're not actually resting. So it's not helping. And that's the cycle of, well, I'm gonna rest because I just feel super overwhelmed and this. And then you rest, and then you're like, oh my gosh, like, I just feel so unproductive, and I just have 1,000,000 things to get done, and I don't want to do it because, like, there's so much to get done. And then you rest again because, well, I'm not ready yet. So you rest again, and then the cycle repeats itself, and you get yourself deeper and deeper into a slump. Think of this as dumping out a 1,000-piece puzzle onto the table, and you just decide to walk away from it and save it for another day, because you know, like, oh, like, I gotta put it all together, and I gotta flip over all the pieces to make them right side up, and that just sounds like a lot of work right now, so I'm just gonna leave it there, and like, I'll come back to it when I'm ready. But in reality, you just keep thinking about how much you have to do, so you never want to come back to it because you've been building it up as this major task in your head, so you don't actually want to come back to it. And then when we're feeling uninspired, we usually take action in the form of instant gratification, which we all know that's really not the best thing we could be doing. It just simply isn't. It's usually not in our best interest, right? So this usually looks like, oh, I'm gonna start this new series. Oh, well, what's one more episode? What's another episode? Well, I'm already 5 episodes in. I might as well finish this season. You just start binging a new series because it feels a lot easier to watch something else that's already created, watch somebody else's life that's already created, than to deal with the problems in our own life, deal with the responsibilities in our own life. It's just easier to zone ourselves into something else because this is exciting. This is new. We don't know these characters. We don't know the plot lines. Or that's where doom scrolling comes into play because it's a lot easier to watch other people live their lives and do their responsibilities than it is to do our own and live our own lives. It's just so much easier to watch somebody else do it. And yes, there are instances where it might inspire you. You know, you watch your favorite vlogger on YouTube and they're getting their life together and it might inspire you, but that's not enough. It's kind of like jumping a car with a dead battery. Like, yes, it'll get you going, but you need a new battery. You need to fix the problem. It might help. It might get you over one speed bump, but other than that, like, at the end of the day, the problem is still there. You still need to get a new battery. And the problem with this is that the more you look for motivation, the more you look for inspiration, you get stuck in this cycle of never feeling ready because you're constantly seeing somebody else do something differently than maybe how this person did it and this person did it. Oh, and how you would think to do it. So you're watching all these people doing things in different ways and you're constantly like, well, I thought I was inspired before, but now I'm more inspired now. So I just don't feel ready. I'm going to keep looking for motivation. I'm going to keep looking for inspiration. That's the cycle. That's the cycle. Because the more you consume, whether it's social media, whether it's movies, whether it's TV shows, whether it's even books, like you could get lost in reading books and you don't want to deal with your own responsibilities. You'd rather just lose yourself in somebody else's reality, watching a life that's already like planned out and organized and there's a beginning and an end. You know what I mean? That's kind of the satisfaction we get from watching things or consuming things that other people are doing. When we feel uninspired, it's very satisfying to see something that has already been created start to finish. It's very satisfying for us and we kind of think, well, it must be productive because we're getting inspired, we're getting motivated. In reality, it's just giving you the instant gratification. It's just delaying the inevitable. Obviously, there could be many more reasons why you get into a slump. There could be many more underlying feelings behind it. And also, they don't have to take over your whole life. Like, just because, like, being in a slump doesn't necessarily mean overarching you're in a slump. It could be work related, or maybe you're just in a slump with working out and you're just, I just can't get myself to the gym these days. Like, I just don't care. You can have slumps that take place in different parts of your life. They don't always have to be an overarching theme for your whole life. But with that being said, we are going to get the fuck out of it because nobody likes being in a slump. So welcome to phase 2. I need you guys to get so ready to listen, take notes, absorb this information because this is the perfectly crafted, science-backed routine to get yourself out of the slump that you are in. And I promise you, every single time I've been in a slump with anything, any category of life or just life as a whole, this routine is what I've done to get myself out of it. It works every single time. Like, I'm telling you, this is 100% money back guaranteed, fail proof. Get out of the slump routine. So the first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna accept the slump and you're gonna sit in it, okay? This is honestly everybody's dream. Like, you're telling me I can just accept that I'm not doing anything about all the things I'm stressed about. I can just accept it. Yes, you can. Because one of the biggest things keeping you in a slump, like we talked about in phase 1, is the fact that you're quote unquote resting, but you're not actually resting because you're working your mind on overdrive, thinking about all the things that you have to do and all the responsibility. No, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to accept it. We're going to say, you know what? Monday morning from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., I'm going to sit in my slump. I'm going to have a sick day. Think back to when you were a kid, when you were 8 years old, 7 years old, whatever, and you had a sick day and you stayed home from school. This was before we had social media the way we do now, right? Okay? We watched movies. We listened to music. We colored. We played with our toys. We entertained ourselves and we had soda, we had comfort food, and we just stayed in bed all day. That's what we're gonna do. We're basically gonna have a sick day, but we're not gonna go on social media. We're not gonna scroll on our phone. We can go on our phone, we can play games on our phone, we can color, we can, even if you wanna like fold some laundry, if that's therapeutic to you, whatever, but the goal here is to just be. Just let yourself have a decompression session, okay? Just let yourself have a sick day. And the benefit of this sick day is you're not actually sick, so score. You don't feel like shit. You just are having a sick day without the sickness. Take naps, watch TV, watch movies, binge a whole series, eat junk food, whatever you want to do. Just sit in this slump and accept it. If you want, this could be a whole day, this could be a whole Saturday, this could be, I'm literally gonna call out of work to deal with this, or this could just be a portion of your day. It could be the morning, it could be the afternoon, it could be the evening, it could be an hour, it could be 10 hours, whatever you want it to be. Just sit in this slump and accept that it's happening. Step 2, we're gonna clean our space. And I'm not talking, oh, I'll put the laundry away and I'll change the bed sheets. No, we're gonna clean our space as if our security deposit depends on it, as if HGTV is going to come in and do a whole documentary on how great you are of a cleaner and an organizer. That's what we're doing, okay? I'm not just talking, oh, we're dust here and there. No, take all your products out of your bathroom drawers and vacuum and clean the inside of those drawers and put all your products back after you wipe them down. The way you're gonna make this the easiest for yourself is you're gonna listen to an audiobook or you're gonna listen to a podcast. My number one recommendation though is honestly gonna be audiobooks every single time, just because you get to be immersed in this world that the author has created. You get to listen to the whole story pan out while you're just going through your day cleaning and getting things done. And I know you might be like, well, I have a million other things that I should be doing other than just organize. I don't care. I don't care. We're doing the getting out of the slump routine, okay? We can get to those responsibilities later. This is how we're gonna pull ourselves out of the slump so that we can get to those responsibilities. So yes, you're gonna clean. You're gonna deep clean your space. And also when you're listening to your audiobook or podcast, I recommend wearing headphones. For some reason, I get so much more done when I have my headphones on. If I just play something out loud, I'm not really gonna get as much done as efficiently as I could. When it's in my ears, I'm flying through. Step 3 is we're gonna have a physical glow up. Our space is clean. Our space has been cared for. It has been pampered. It has been cleaned. It has been prettied. We're gonna do it to ourselves now. So whatever your self-care routine looks like, if you do a 17-step self-care routine or you do a 4-step one, whatever you wanna do, personally, I would go like everything: shower, face mask, hair oiling, teeth whitening, manicure, pedicure, all these things. I am very much a DIY girly. So all that can take place in my home, but if you want to go pamper yourself, you want to go get a facial, you want to go get your toes done, whatever you want to do, just glow up, just take care of yourself, just give that amount of energy and love into yourself. Not only is this an instant mood booster, but it's a confidence booster, and it's proving to yourself that you do genuinely care for your well-being and you do want to pamper yourself and do nice things for yourself, which is just always good for becoming the girl of your dreams, because that's what the girl of your dreams would do. So that's what you're gonna do. We've accepted the slump, we've sat in it, we cleaned our space, we've glowed up ourselves, but we gotta take care of up here. So now we're gonna have an emotional glow up, okay? The first part of this is going to be just connecting your mind and your body back together, just settling down, just bringing yourself back down. Like, we're done cleaning, we're done doing stuff. Now we're just gonna be. So put on a 5-minute meditation on YouTube, put on a 15-minute peaceful stretching yoga session on YouTube. Just relax, just play background music and just sit in your thoughts. Don't go on your phone. Don't try to write anything down. Don't try to do anything. Just be. Stretch, get in tune with your body and your mind. Make them one again, okay? And after that's done, whether it was 5 minutes, whether it was 20 minutes, 30 minutes, however long you want to do that, you're gonna journal. You're not going to journal any specific way. You are literally just going to get all your thoughts out on paper. If you don't want to do this with a pen and paper, you can set up your phone and record yourself talking about every single thing that you would journal about. Literally, just think of this as that puzzle box that we dumped out. That's you dumping everything out. It doesn't have to make sense. Literally, none of your thoughts have to make sense together. They don't have to string together. You don't have to make full sentences. No, there's nobody to perform for in this journaling session. You're just gonna write down everything that is in your mind. Now it's not just stuck in your mind going on overdrive. It's out of your head. It's on paper. It's on the video you recorded. Personally, the way I like to do this, I write letters to God and the universe, and I just let them know, hey, this is everything that's on my mind. This is everything I'm dealing with. This is everything that I'm a little bit unsure about, a little bit confused about, a little bit stressed about. Here's everything. Here's what's going on in my brain. And now that we've relaxed and we've taken care of our emotional side, we're gonna have a mental glow up. This is where we're actually gonna take care of the tasks that have caused us to get into this slump. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna address them. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna move forward with them. We're gonna figure out how we can solve the problems that we need to solve. So the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna do an audit. Seasoned princesses know we do weekly audits. Every single Sunday we do an audit of our week. But if you've been in a slump, you're just gonna do a full life audit for the last few months, for the last year, whatever you wanna do, just of recent, for the quarter. Just take a look at life as of lately. And I want you to write down all the things that you're juggling. So all the tasks, all the events that you have to go to, all the responsibilities that you have, all the extracurriculars that you've been doing. Essentially, you're making a time budget, which is just everything that you have to factor into your schedule. And then after you do that, again, just take a quick little overview of life as of lately and list all the wins and all the downfalls. So the wins are really just gonna be the things that are making you happy, that are keeping you going, things that you're proud of, goals that you've achieved, new habits that you've started implementing that are just allowing you to become the girl of your dreams every single day. And then the downfalls are just going to be things that you're kind of slacking on, or you could be doing better on, or maybe goals that you didn't achieve that you could have. The wins are really just the things that are bringing joy and happiness and love and light into your life, and the downfalls are the things that are kind of stressing you out, weighing you down, making you feel like, oh, like I know I can do better than this, but XYZ. So after you could see all the wins, all the downfalls, you could see everything that you're spending your time on, I want you to go ahead and look at all the downfalls and just write a few little baby steps, actionable baby steps that you could start taking to turn all those downfalls into wins. Because yes, you can. Everything in life is just a choice. So you look at, okay, well, I didn't go to the gym like I said I would. Okay, well, how are we going to fix that? Because that's something that's obviously stressing you out and that's caused you to get into this slump. How are we going to turn that into something we can do so it can be on the win side so that we don't have to get back into the slump? We don't need to go 0 to 100. All we want to do is go 0 to 1 and then 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So maybe something that's really been stressing you out is that you haven't been answering any text messages from anyone and you have literally over 400 text messages unanswered on your phone. Okay, super easy baby step. Set a 10-minute timer every Thursday. And in that 10 minutes, you're just going to respond to text messages, or you're going to delete text messages that are not relevant, if it's spam texts or promotions from brands that you subscribe to. It can literally be 4 minutes. Just that tiny little window, and that's just something that you now can be like, okay, it's taken care of. I don't have to stress about it anymore. Or maybe you've been really, really bad at cooking and you've been door dashing literally every single meal, and that's something on your downfall list. So, okay, every Sunday at 11 o'clock, I'm gonna go to the grocery store. And then once you can see this whole audit, do whatever sort of planning and organizing you prefer to do. Personally, for me, I like to plan out my whole week ahead on Sunday morning. So I'll take a look at everything I have to do that week and I plan it out. So when I wake up on Monday morning, I don't have to think, oh, how am I gonna get everything done today? Because it's planned out already on Google Calendar. Everything is time blocked, so I could see, okay, this is how everything is gonna fit together. If you don't like doing stuff like that, you could just make to-do lists. You can make daily to-do lists. You could do your daily agenda. Whatever you wanna do, just figure out how to organize and schedule your time so that it works for you. So now that we are out of said slump, welcome to phase 3. This is where we are going to create the ultimate blueprint for you. Yes, you, the prettiest of all the princesses, you, to avoid slumps at all costs, okay? So get out your Pretty Princess playbook, get a pen, and sit down and listen up and get ready to write. First thing you're gonna do, write down every single thing that is causing you to feel like you're in this slump, okay? So a lot of times you can refer back to those downfalls that you already wrote down for our audit, and that's usually what's causing you to feel like you're in the slump. You could do this in the form of bullet points. You can do this in the form of writing out sentences, paragraphs, whatever you want to do. Just figure out why am I in this slump? What am I actually feeling that's causing me to be in this slump? This is everything that's overwhelming you right now. It's causing you to feel uninspired, or maybe you just don't know how to handle a new schedule that you've been given. You haven't been sticking to your routines. You just feel like everything that you're doing isn't working. You have a million unanswered texts from friends. Anything that you are actively avoiding, that's what's causing you to feel in a slump. Anything that you're actively like, oh, it's just stressing me out, I don't know how to do it, and you're avoiding it. That's what's putting you in this slump. Step number 2, for everything that's overwhelming you, for all the things that are causing you to be in this slump, write out the action plan to get over it. Every obstacle has a route that you could take to avoid the obstacle or to get over the obstacle, to go under the obstacle. There is a way around it. So for each overwhelming task that you're having, for each thing that's causing you to feel a slump, write down the actions that you can take that are in your capacity to get over the obstacle, to stop feeling overwhelmed, to stop feeling stressed out, to stop feeling anxious, to stop feeling all these shitty feelings that are associated with why you're feeling the way you're feeling. For example, if you're overwhelmed because you're working 2 jobs and you're balancing school, you're overwhelmed because you don't know how to manage your schedule yet. So the action you can take is, okay, well, I need to figure out a way to create a weekly schedule so I can see when I'm going to be spending time on each different thing so that it's not causing me to stress out and feel like I don't have enough time to get anything done. Obviously, I need to come up with a plan to make sure that everything is getting done, and that's up to me. Gaining control over the things that overwhelm you are how they're going to stop overwhelming you. And sure, maybe it's not natural for you to be a type A planner and plan everything out a week in advance, but it's not natural for you to just feel so overwhelmed and anxious and stressed out and feel like the weight of the world is on top of you. That's not natural either. And you do have a choice. You can control it. You can say, okay, well, I don't want to feel like this. And yes, maybe planning out my week a week in advance is very hard for me because of this reason and this reason and this reason. But you know what's even harder is staying in this slump for the rest of the time. You know what you need to do to get over it. And also, hello, if you're watching this video, you have infinite access to infinite knowledge. Step number 3 is you're going to choose the top 3 most detrimental pressing cases of this overwhelm that's causing you to be in the slump. And you're going to start by acting out all those action plans that you just created. So maybe, yeah, I haven't really been cooking for myself, but that's pretty low on my list right now because even when I am eating out, I'm still eating pretty healthy. I haven't been cooking for myself, but I have been, just preparing easy little meals at home. It's just whatever it is. So maybe that's low on your list. It's something you want to get to eventually, but it's not causing the majority of your stress and overwhelm. So pick the top 3 ones that are like, holy shit, if I don't get a grip on this right now, I'm gonna freak out. So once you pick those 3, you're gonna figure out how you're actually gonna start implementing all of those action plans into your daily life, okay? So for example, let's say the top 3 things that are stressing you out are balancing 2 jobs and school, paying off your debt, and still managing to see your friends. So you're gonna go ahead and take a look at all the action plans you created for all 3 of those separate events and find where in your schedule each plan of action can take place effectively. So for example, okay, on Sundays, I'm gonna create a time-blocked schedule on Google Calendar of how I'm going to fit in my school schedule and my work schedule. That's done. I can see where that all fits in now. And that way I can see where I have time to make time for friends. But because I'm stressed about my finances, I can make sure that we're doing something that stays within my budget or that takes place at home and is free. Or maybe if I can't make time for them to see them in real life, I could say, hey, I like on Thursdays when we're both driving from work to school, let's have a 10-minute phone call. And on top of that, I'm going to put X amount of money every other Friday when I get paid towards paying off my debt. Creating systems and actually following them is what allows that stress and anxiety and overwhelm to just dissipate. Because, okay, I created a system that I know works. All I have to do is follow that plan and it'll work. Doing things randomly and once in a while and, I'm gonna be really good at seeing my friends this week. And then, okay, well, yeah, you were really good at that, but you forgot to prioritize these things. You were really good at this, but you forgot to prioritize that. Doing things sporadically and randomly like that, that's what tends to cause overwhelm because it's, well, I was doing really well and now I'm not, and then, well, this, and then, well, and you're trying to piece these things together when in reality, if you just sat down and looked at everything and said, okay, well, this all needs to happen all at the same time. How can I make that work? That's how you avoid the overwhelm. And step number 4 is you're gonna follow the get out of the slump routine, but you're gonna do it weekly. You're gonna start implementing that routine weekly. And that is the beauty of that because yes, that routine will absolutely pull you out of a slump if you're in it, but if you implement it every week to a more consolidated version, you're never gonna fall back into a slump because you're always gonna be on top. You're always gonna have that reset at the beginning of every week or the end of every week or whatever it fits into your schedule. So think of making time to accept the slump as just, okay, I'm gonna take an hour and a half every Wednesday night to just decompress and not think about my responsibilities and not go on social media and not text my friends and not do this and not do that. I'm just gonna have time to myself. I'm gonna knit, I'm gonna make friendship bracelets, I'm gonna color, I'm gonna read my book, just whatever you wanna do. You need that mental decompression so we can avoid burnout, right? And then obviously, just the weekly chores that you have to do. Okay, so if you've already done that huge deep clean, now it's just the upkeep of it. So if every week you could just upkeep it to a certain degree, you're not really gonna have to do that master deep clean. Maintenance is the key to avoiding slumps. Physical maintenance, whether that be your space, whether that be yourself, the emotional maintenance, journaling, having therapy sessions, taking a walk, just thinking, just being, sitting in your own thoughts by yourself without having outside noise. Maintenance is the key to avoiding slumps. So, with that being said, I believe we have officially concluded episode 45 of the Pretty Princess Command Center, and I hope that you all just are feeling very good about getting out of the slumps that you're in. And now you have the tools to actually get out of it if you currently are in one, or to just avoid it at all costs. Just a reminder, if you do have any entries you want to submit into our Princess Diary, you could always do so in the description of all these videos, all these episodes. And if you want a guided journal version of any of the playbooks that we make, you could always go ahead to theprettyprincesscommandcenter.com. You can find them there. We have guided digital journals there. And on that note, I hope you have a pretty princess day.